I volunteer because I think it's important to be able to get involved with your community, get to meet different people that you wouldn't normally meet at work or at church or just walking on the street. So I think it's important just to get involved, meet new people, just be able to feel like I'm contributing in some way.
I volunteer because I live in a community and like to contribute. Volunteer has always been part of my life. I've done Peace Corps, and every community I've been in, I've always wanted to give back because it allows you to meet people and get to know people, know what's going on in your community, and have a voice on what's going on. So I enjoy it. I go home, I sleep well, knowing I did something good.
I volunteer because it allows me to connect with my neighbors, learn a new skill, while also helping with my mental health and well-being.
I volunteer because I was watching the news, watching Lester Holt, and this has been a very difficult year for everybody, and I really wanted to play a small part in helping it to be over. And I know it's very exciting for people to get vaccinated, and it's just my small part that I can play in letting this be over.
I volunteer because I want to set a good example to my children. I have 2 young Arlington school students, and I think it's important as a parent and as an adult in the community to show our young people that we can play an active role in helping and supporting our community.
I volunteer because I want to learn new things about taking care of myself and my family, and also taking care of the community.
I volunteer because it's just a great personal satisfaction to help anyone.
I volunteer because it gives me an opportunity to be actively engaged in my community.
I volunteer because after 9/11 I realized the trauma and the emotional issues that people had, and I wanted to be able to do something to help people and myself.
I volunteer because this year there was a lot that we couldn't control and help out with, and when the clinics opened, it felt like my chance to be a part of the community and help out.
I volunteer because life is uncertain. After September 11th here in Arlington, we came face to face with that reality, and many of us volunteered at that time to join the CERT to be trained for major disasters. Interestingly enough, we haven't had a 911 type disaster since then, but we have had some other things that have happened that have been very bad, including, of course, our present circumstances.
I volunteer because at the beginning of the pandemic, I really wanted to get involved with my community, make a difference. Went through the training, have been involved in COVID testing at Barcroft, disinfecting some of the polling places, and now here I am at the COVID vaccination clinics, and it's been a great experience.
I volunteer because I was feeling pretty helpless at the beginning of the pandemic, and volunteering provided me with an opportunity to contribute to the fight back and the recovery for the Arlington community.
I volunteer because it feels good to be out in the community during this pandemic time, like helping people. You see people from your community that you haven't seen in a while and catch up with them, like, hey, how you doing? I feel like this COVID thing is like one of the worst things that's happened to humanity in a generation. The ability to like contribute to solving that problem feels like you're doing something, and that's pretty good. I think that in 50 years and at the retirement home, be like, what did you do during COVID? Like, I came and I directed traffic and I like helped people get their shots, and the ability to feel like I have a positive story to tell my grandkids about like what happened during the COVID epidemic. It's gonna be pretty cool.
I volunteer because it keeps me out of trouble. No, because it's fun and it's wonderful to give back.
I volunteer because it's a great cause. It's important to help keep our neighbors healthy, but also to make sure the resources are in place to get shots in arms.